Welcome to the most passionate content for card collectors on YouTube and possibly the whole entire internet. As usual, I am your host, Jake Roy, 90s Bball cards here on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and sometimes a little bit of TikTok. I'll get back on there in 2021, in the new year. So with that in mind, 2020 has been an unparalleled year for many reasons, and that is not excluding the hobby and card collecting. So we have seen an incredible year in a lot of ways, one that is unlike any other that we have seen in history. So with us, depending on when you're watching this, right up against the end of 2020 and the beginning of 2021, I thought it would be a good opportunity for us to take a look back at 2020, see what that year had in store for us as collectors, and let's get right into that. So 2020, like we said, has been an incredible year and, unparalleled, unmatched, and for some of us, one that we don't want to revisit. But I think it's always important to revisit how the year has been for us and our collections, and to take a look back at some of the additions we've made, some of the lessons we may have learned, some of the fun memories. So that's what I would like to do, share with you the 10 cards that were the top additions to my collection here in 2020, and share some of the stories with you. And we have a late breaking one that literally got added to my collection yesterday. So some of these are very new additions to my collection in the last couple of days of the year. And if you stay tuned until the end, I will also share with you some of the plans that we have coming up for 2021. So depending on when you're watching this, it might already be 2021, but this one coming out on the 30th. I'm wishing everybody a happy new year, so stay tuned until the end, and we will share some of the plans for upcoming videos in 2021. Alright, so here we go with the top 10 PC editions in my collection in this year, 2020. So starting in with number 10, we have, and this is one that was, a pretty recent addition. So 97-98 Fleer Ultra Court Masters Kevin Garnett. So this is one, I have the penny of it, but this is a really cool set. One of the things I really like about it is part of the theming is they made sure that every player had a picture of them in their home and away uniform. The penny one obviously is the first one that I got, but this one is one that it popped up. I side PC KG. I mean, he's definitely one of my top 3 guys to collect. So sometimes when I search for his stuff, I find a deal that I just can't refuse. So this card right now is worth about $100 to $115, $120, depending on condition. There are a couple that are graded that are up for a significant amount more than $100. But this comes in right around 110, roughly. But this popped up for about half price or half value. So can't say no to getting value in my collection. Always nice to get stuff that is nice looking like this, that are pretty rare. So the odds of pulling one of these from a pack were 1 in 144 packs. So very hard to pull. So always good to have these. Sometimes they can also be helpful to kind of grease the paveway for some trades as well, for people who might be looking for these cards. So happy to get that one in my collection. It was just purely a good value play for my collection. All right, number 9. So the number 9 card that we have here is the Louis Robert, or Louis Robert, however you want to say his name, but his Topps rookie, and it was the gold parallel that I pulled. So you might have seen me share this. I got, on a whim, a hanger box of Topps, and in there was a few gold parallels, and I happened to get the best rookie of this year's baseball product. So Louis Robert, that card is numbered to 2020 with the year that it was created in. So those ones have fluctuated quite a bit, as you can expect with rookies. So when I had pulled it, I think it was about a $200 card. At one point it was up to $300, and then it settled down. Sometimes it got to around $90. I think right now it's at about $110 for that card. So really great rookie card. He looks like, the real deal when it comes to rookies. Not sure what I'm going to do with that. And, I don't collect baseball. Like I said, I opened that product on a whim because I really wanted to open some stuff. Very happy to have pulled that, but not sure what I'm going to do with that card. We'll see what happens for his upcoming season with the White Sox. I do enjoy watching the White Sox. I like their logo was something I liked as a kid. And I was a big fan of Frank Thomas, so he kind of harkens back to a lot of that. So definitely something that's a fond memory for me of 2020, because product, as you may know, is very scarce to find in a retail setting. So when you can find it and rip it, and you get a good get a good pull, it's kind of a double whammy there. So very nice to have pulled that one. Number 8, we have got the 98-99 Skybox Premium Intimidation Nation of Kevin Garnett. There are going to be a number of Kevin Garnetts on this list. It was a good year for me with him. So this was a card that I really wanted to get in my collection, any of the Intimidation Nation, but obviously Kevin Garnett being a PC guy, and the only PC guy that's in this set, that made it a little bit extra special to pull this one, or not to pull it, to get it into my collection. So this one currently is valued at about $115. Sometimes they can go a little bit higher or lower, but they don't pop up too often, which is why it's been hard for me to get it. Really cool looking cards there with that hollow foil flame on the side. These ones, to pull them out of a pack, were 1 in 360 packs. So about 1 in 10 boxes. If you were getting a case back in the day, they're about a case hit. So, really hard to pull, really cool cards. And this is another one that I got for about half price. And it happened to be one that would be a good addition to my collection. And it was also a good value as well. So something that I was very patient. The seller had it out there for a while, and I sent an offer in that I thought I would be comfortable with. And he sat on that for a number of months, and eventually he came back to me and said that he'd make the deal. So sometimes it pays off to be patient, and you can get a good value play for your collection. You don't always have to break the bank to get those cards that you want in your PC. So that was a good story for 2020 for me. Next one, number 7. This is a really fun one. It's got 2 actually to go with it. So 96-97 Skybox Z-Force Big Men Encore ZP. This is the penny. So this is an insert set with that iconic lettering and the die cut that I have always loved. And the Z-Pete has always been just out of my reach. And this one, because of the scarcity, is inserted at a rate of 1 in 1,120 packs. So just astronomical odds to have pulled one. I did not pull this. In fact, what had happened, a little bit of a story, is back in January, towards the end of January, I decided that I wanted to get some cards from some iconic sets from the 90s. One of those being the 96-97 Chrome. And I wanted to get some of those iconic players. Jordan, the Kobe being a rookie is unattainable for me at this point. But the Jordan was selling for about $20. I got it for right around $20-25. Very happy. And then during the Last Dance, that set skyrocketed in popularity. Not only because of Jordan being in it, but also because of the Kobe Bryant rookie, and with his untimely passing, some more notoriety got added to that set, some more eyeballs. So that card skyrocketed. At one point, it was all the way up to around $250-300 for the base raw. So having that card, I had seen a post that somebody was looking to get it. I said, I have one, I'd be happy to move it. And we were able to strike a deal. So in that deal, the prices were fluctuating on both this card, not coming up too often. It was hard to pinpoint a price, but also the Jordan card was fluctuating quite a bit. So I was fortunately able to make that trade where it's just straight up that 96-97 Chrome base Jordan for this penny. And happy to say that at this point in time, that Jordan, as I expected, wasn't able to keep those prices up. So right now those sell for about $50, which is still double where I had purchased it a year ago this time. But the penny is still ringing in a significant amount higher. So this is about a $150 card right now. So, essentially getting it for $20 is something that is a good win for my collection. Very happy to have gotten that, and to have gotten that Jordan card to make that deal possible at the most opportune time. So sometimes timing is everything, and this was a card that definitely shows that in my collection. Number 6, another Kevin Garnett we have here, 97-98 Topps Stadium Club. This is a triumvirate illuminator. So this is a fun story as well. The seller actually thought that this was a luminescent Didn't think this was an Illuminator, so looking at the pictures, I thought it might be an Illuminator. So I messaged the seller, we were talking back and forth, and he was very certain it wasn't. And I said, okay, well, I'll take the risk. And I'm glad I did. It paid off. So the odds to pull one of these are a retail exclusive, which was an interesting decision by Topps. But these were 1 in 384 packs, only in the retail packs. So, you know, one of those cards, very hard to pull, but also some that have gotten lost over time, because sometimes those retail packs were ripped by kids like myself, and some of these really rare cards weren't ones that we cared for as well as we should have. So I know I can attest to that. I know many others can as well. So this one, you know, having that refractor finish, but the telltale sign, if you're looking for one, and this is what kind of tipped me off, the refractor finish on the back is good to see. You can see right there with KG and over by where the ball is, but then the part kind of above his head where you see the lightning bolts, especially you can see it on the back, should be acetate if you're looking at the Illuminator. So that was how I could tell that I thought I had an Illuminator here, and then when I got it in hand, I could tell for sure. I mean, they're hard to tell, that is for sure. So, you know, no discredit to the seller for not realizing that. It's definitely hard to pick up at times. You know, so this card right now is about a $150 card. Again, I was able to get this for about half price because he thought that it was the lower level. So again, another good value, but this was a little bit of a risk for me. I thought I had the education and the knowledge. Luckily it paid off, but that's where, again, a keen eye and some information can help you land some key cards for your collection. Next one is the one I had mentioned at the beginning that I just got into my collection yesterday. You might have seen it on my IG live, so I'm going to show you both of the cards, but it is none other than the laser of Zion Williamson in the Hoops Premium stock. I'm going to show you the base as well. I got both of these. So kind of taking you down the road of the story here. You may have seen my post sharing some of the stuff, some of the gifts I got for Christmas. Santa was kind to me and stuffed a couple of the hanger packs, the jumbo packs, the cello packs, whatever you want to call them, of Hoops Premium stock into my stocking. You know, and if anybody's going to have the hookup on retail product, I would expect it to be Santa. So, you know, he was gracious enough to give me a couple to rip. And you know, I shared that on my Instagram, and then I shared that I was going to rip these live. So it was a couple days after Christmas. I finally had some time to settle down and sit down and rip these with you. And in the first pack, with the bonus pack that is all laser, I pulled this Zion, the laser. Really cool. You can see that laser pattern there. I thought it was called Velocity because that's what I'm used to with Optic, but you know, I'm definitely not up on all the Panini stuff. But that really kind of brings me back to the Beam team, the 92-93 Beam team. That had the same pattern in those side panels, if you remember those. So that's a cool 90s design that still rings true. And then in the second pack, the regular jumbo pack, I pulled the base version. So really cool to have pulled two Zions in two packs, essentially. At this point, you know, these prices are fluctuating. You know, when I had first got those cards or those packs for Christmas, I had seen the base Zion selling for about $100. At the time I'm recording this, the base Zion is selling for about $50, which is still very good. And then the laser version right now is selling for about $150. You know, so again, those prices could fluctuate. Not sure what I'm going to do with them. I know a friend in the hobby is interested in them, so we're trying to work out a deal. But if not, these might get sent off to PSA. And if he gets them, they might get sent off to PSA as well. So we'll see what happens. That's why I have them in card savers, because we'll see what happens with those. But again, you know, essentially getting those in my collection for nothing. Always a win there for $150 and a $50 card. Zion. You know, the only other Zion rookie that I have is another one that I pulled from Illusions. So, you know, Zion is one of those players that we'll see what he does, but he definitely is a very exciting player to watch, especially having a couple of his rookie cards to watch along with is always fun. All right, number 4 we have here, 97-98 Fleer Metal Championship. This is the hardware insert of Penny. So this is one that I was not able to get for a long time, just because it was, you know, out of my means. These were pretty rare to pull, 1 in 360 packs, just like the Intimidation Nation. And he has the same shoes that I got as a Christmas gift. His were in the home, the white and blue. I get the all black, which I love. So, a fun card to have finally gotten into my collection. But this is right now about $150 to $170 card. Again, they don't pop up too often for sale. The Jordan definitely is the one that everybody seeks after, but this penny is a really cool action shot. I love having a card that's got an action shot where you can see the whole player, but also they're making a significant move, not just, kind of a rebound or a pattern. So really cool card there, really cool shoes. Fun to have that one. Again, $150 to $170 for that. All right, next one, number 3 on the list. This is one I was really happy to have found and to have gotten into my collection. So this is the 99-2000 Topps Finest Gold Refractor of Allen Iverson. These are each numbered, if you look over on the back, to 100. And you can see that refractor pattern, not the gold coloration, but the refractor pattern also follows through on the back. The other interesting thing with these is you see the perforated edges. Those are really cool looking. Don't know how they grade, something I've always been curious about. And the other key when I got this was I wanted one with the peel. You guys know I am a proponent of leaving the peel on these cards. So having that on there is something that I really wanted to see. So with these being serial numbered to 100, they also have stated odds of 1 in 62 packs. So not as rare as some of those other ones to pull, but the serial numbering obviously indicates, the print run. And that's what we go off of. So these cards right now are very hard to find. So really a guesstimate at what the value would be. And my guesstimate is between $170 and $180. So a really cool one for me to get of Iverson in my collection. I have not been able to add too many Iverson cards to my PC this year, which is a bit of a bummer. His cards have spiked in 2020. And I mean, really, I can't blame anybody for wanting Iverson cards. His cards are really great and very nostalgic for myself. So really happy to have gotten this one before. And one of the reasons why this set was really fond for me is my dad had gotten me the Isaiah Rider for Christmas. He knew I loved serial numbered cards and refractors, so why not get a serial numbered refractor? So having that Isaiah Rider, which I still do, made me want some of those stars all the much more. So getting that Iverson was so sweet for a number of reasons. All right, number 2 on the list. This is a very fun one as well. So we have the 2012-2013 Prism base of Steph Curry. So this is a fun one because back in January, I was able to pick this up on ComC for about $5 or $6 plus shipping. I shipped it in a group lot, so shipping gets dispersed. So call it whatever, call it $7. But it was below $10, let's put it that way. And right now, the last one that I saw was selling for about $200. Yes, for the base version. That was not a silver. So, these do fluctuate because centering you can see pretty clearly with that defined edge or the defined border. So when they look like they could gem, they do sell for a little bit more. But this one here, a card that I picked up for $5 to $7 to be a $200 card now is unbelievable. And I picked it up because I saw that the 2012 Prism set was starting to gain in popularity. I had done the same thing when the silvers were starting to get a little bit more buzz. I went and picked up the penny because I just wanted to have it before it took off, and they have, as all silvers have. So I did the same thing here when the base was starting to gain a little bit more traction, a little bit more buzz. I said I want some of those base cards in my collection, and Steph Curry being one, probably my favorite modern player, I wanted to make sure to have his. The LeBron was already, astronomically high, but getting this one, and again, timing being crucial with this, it was good to get that when I did, and we'll see what happens. It might be something again that when cards go up to that level, sometimes I look to see if there are deals out there that make more sense to get cards like that penny in my collection. So, we'll see how long this lasts in my collection, but it's been fun to have this in this year and see how that sets it up. All right, before we get to the number 1 edition, let's go through a couple of honorable mentions, and I can't forget to make sure to share the stories briefly. So here we have, and I want to make sure to share this one because it's something I don't get to share too often. So this is the 2000-2001 Upper Deck Legendary Signatures of Jerry West, the logo. So I saw this pop up, and it was a $20 card, and I said an auto of the logo. I can't say no, and it's a set that it has a lot of all-time greats, but you know, something that is a unique piece in my collection. So again, $20 for that, and these right now sell for about 50 to 60 bucks. They aren't the rarest thing. If you go on eBay, you can find a few of them up for sale, or a few of them that have sold at any given time. Not sure the print run on them, but again, having a logo of such a well-known player and executive, you know, his basketball legend, it speaks for itself. You know, Jerry West is the NBA in a lot of aspects. So really happy to have gotten that, and for, you know, a great price. Next honorable mention we have here, 99-2000 Skybox Premium Rubies. So you may remember this was probably the best pack pull. I know I talked about a couple with the Zion and the Luis Robert, but this was my favorite pack pull and the best one that we shared here on YouTube. Because of the Robert, I didn't do it on camera at all, and the Zion I shared on my Instagram live. So this was the best one that we had together, and really a phenomenal pull because it's also a PC guy. You know, Baron Davis is a side PC, and these rubies are ones that I did not have any examples of in my collection. So to get one, you know, these are numbered to 45. Obviously there's some damage. You can see some paper loss, and you know, as you might remember on that video, this was sticking to the card in front of it pretty badly. So, you know, in good condition, these are probably about 50 to 60 or $70 cards. Again, don't pop up too often. This is not in great condition, but it's not going anywhere. So it is what it is, as they say. All right, next honorable mention, getting a little bit of different stuff here. Wanted to share football. Yes, I am a Packers fan, as you may know, and I found this set thanks to a friend who opens a lot of football product and said, I really like that. I want to get some more of those. So he shared with me the 2020 Prestige Heroes, and I got kind of a mini rainbow of Aaron Rodgers. So, you know, started off here with a base that's kind of got that silver refractor foil there. The next one that I was actually able to get was the green. No, that wasn't the green. It was the gold. The gold was the next one I was able to get, which is numbered to 50. So that's the most prestigious one that I have in the rainbow. Then I was able to get the blue. The blue is numbered to 199. And then the last one that I had the hardest time getting is the green, which was numbered to 99. And the green, you know, being the team color, I think is really gorgeous. But the gold one here, as I said, this was the second one I was able to get, you know, when prices were still kind of getting set in. So when I saw it pop up, I knew I wanted to get it. I knew that these were, you know, gaining in popularity. So it popped up for 30 bucks. And I hit that bin as fast as I could. And I'm glad I did, because a few of them have sold, and they're selling for about $70 a piece. So, you know, again, getting that for about half price. I was looking very frequently for these. Now, there are a couple others that I have not been able to get. There's one numbered to 25, which is orange. And I think that Brett from Stacking Slabs actually pulled that and sold it pretty quickly. So a bummer that I wasn't up on it at that point in time, but that's one that I need to get. There's also a black 1 of 1, which is on eBay with the full rainbow for like $1,200 right now. So not one I think I'm going to get anytime soon. There's also an autograph version that's numbered to 2. There's one of those on eBay with a bin of 800. So, you know, getting the entire rainbow is something that I'm probably not going to be able to obtain. So having this mini rainbow of these 4 is something that I'm very happy to have of Aaron Rodgers. So fun one to share there with you. Wanted to show you a little bit of football. And the last honorable mention that we have is 99-2000 NBA Hoops Pure Players of Tim Duncan. Yes, a Tim Duncan card in my collection because I needed an example of the Pure Players in my PC. So, haven't been able to get any of the guys like Penny in my collection yet. These are numbered to 500, don't show up all the time. Kind of an acetate, like an opaque acetate, so we flip it over, you know, you can't see through it really. It's got that metallic silver, which is really sweet. You know, really kind of jumps when you get it in hand, but doesn't show terribly well in pictures. So, this was another one that was just an opportunistic buy. It popped up for 50 bucks. The last few comps for these are both right around $200. So, you know, with my comp driving the price down, hard to say what the value would be, you know, maybe $70, maybe $100 if you're averaging them out. But I wouldn't be surprised to see another one pop up for auction and sell significantly higher. So I grabbed this because not only was it an addition to the insert PC, but it's also a good value play. And Tim Duncan is set to go into the Hall of Fame. You know, he was already, you know, essentially inducted, but they just haven't had the ceremony yet. They have postponed that. So hopefully I'll be able to get there and see him get inducted. That'll be a lot of fun if I can get there for that. All right, the number one, this is actually a 2-for-1, and I'll go through each one because there's a little bit of a different story to each as we get there. But the number one card that was added to my PC was the 96-97 Flair Showcase Legacy Collection of Penny Hardaway. So this was the row 1 version, and this this one, good friend in the hobby, Kyle from Wax Museum Podcast, oftentimes will buy lots and does very well. I'm envious of his keen eye for lots, and he does very well with those because he gets some incredible stuff. And in fact, we've talked about some of the incredible penny cards he's gotten through those lots, and you know, if he was a penny collector, he would be able to amass quite a nice collection just by how fortuitous he's been with buying lots. So this one he got, and he knew it was one that I was looking for. And in fact, before getting this from him, I didn't have any legacy collection cards of Penny. I have other legacy collections, but none of Penny. In hand, you guys know I absolutely adore the Flair Showcase set, but having the blue foil with the magic blue is really cool. A little bit of a holographic feature there. So, you know, he gave it to me for essentially the same price that he got the entire lot for. So to say that was a steal is an understatement, but you know, he gave me a sweetheart of a deal because he knows this is locked in my PC. It's never going anywhere. You know, so the value of these right now is about $250. So he knows that he gave me a sweetheart of a deal. They weren't worth that much at that time, but it wasn't, you know, it wasn't too far off. Let's put it that way. And in the week, literally 1 week after getting that from Kyle, another one popped up on my radar. Somebody DM'd me and said, hey, I heard that you might be interested in this one. So this is the base, or the row 2. And you can see that blue foil, it pops a little bit more here on that jersey, and then that blue jersey as well. This is the base version of the Legacy, which is really cool. And then I sent this away to get graded and get a PSA 9, which for a 90s card is absolutely phenomenal. So really happy to have gotten that graded and to have gotten that good grade. So, you know, this one, to say it's worth $250 is probably underselling it. There are a couple of the row 2s on eBay, or the row 1 on eBay, that are asking a significant amount more than $250. So I always keep an eye out just to see what those sell for, just for my own understanding for my collection. But, you know, putting a price tag of you know, $2 to $3 or $4 or $500 is a guessing game. But these two were definitely the best additions to my collection. And, you know, this one especially, coming from Kyle, being such a great deal and being the first Legacy, is always going to hold a special place in my collection. So thank you again, Kyle, for that. And that is the top item for my collection in 2020. What a year it's been. So a lot of fun stuff to add to my collection. Those are just a few highlights, but those are definitely the highlights. There are you know, a lot of others that might kind of fly under the radar. And if you're looking to keep up with some of the additions I make to my collection, I tried my best to share mail days, at least a picture, on my Twitter account. So if you aren't already following me on Twitter, go take a look there. Like I said, I try to share those as soon as they come in. A lot of times I kind of group them together. Maybe it's a week or two all together rather than just doing onesie twosies. But that's a good place to follow me if you're looking to kind of keep up with what's latest and greatest in my collection. So a lot of these I did share on there, but you know, this year was a crazy year, as we said. So in some cases I just wasn't able to. It was just you know, other pressing needs, as we all know, came up in 2020 that I had to attend to, and sometimes posting something on Twitter wasn't one of those pressing items. So fun one. But question of the day for you is, what is either your number one PC edition or your top hobby memory of 2020. So there's tons of things that have happened in the hobby, but I want to hear specifically what was yours, either your top card that you had or your top memory, or both. So drop that down in the comments. These were just a few of mine. It has been an incredible year that we've all figured out how to kind of get through as a hobby. So we'll see what happens in 2021. Hopefully we can all get to the National this year. I was really looking forward to that in 2020 in AC, so I'm hoping that Chicago will be able to take place and I'll be able to get there. So as I promised, some of the upcoming items that you can look forward to. So 2020, I didn't open as many packs as I have in prior years. I have got some fun rips for you, and to kind of give you a teaser of the first two that we're going to be doing, I have Topps Gold Label, which is a set that I absolutely love from 99-2000. I have a number of packs, but also a lot of fun PC cards to share with you. So those will be a lot of fun to go through. There's a lot of very rare stuff that we could get, and some PC editions. And then also I've got Skybox Apex, also 99-2000. Some incredible stuff, and including some parallels that you might not be aware of that are really cool. Just really cool cards I didn't appreciate as a kid as much as I do now, and some really nice inserts like the net shredders and others. So some really fun stuff like that. We've got other packs to open, other fun stuff. I'm going to be planning to do some live streams again. I kind of took a hiatus from that, but I think I might want to get back to doing that every so often with a group of folks. So some fun things. I've even talked to the guys over at the Currency Project. We might do a fun custom live art piece if we can get our schedules to match up and stuff. So that'll be fun. Some more collector interviews. There's a few people that I'm trying to coordinate schedules with, so I had a few of those. Frankie, thank you for coming on. Chris House of Jordans, thank you for coming on. Adam Lefko from the Lefko Show, NBA on TNT, and the Bleacher Report, thank you for coming on. Those are just the tip of the iceberg. Lots of other fun characters to talk to in the hobby. I also want to bring to you people that you might not have seen on other shows and have stories that you might not have heard yet. So want to share some new stories. So a lot of fun interviews like that, and also always new PC stuff, and as I like to start doing at the beginning of every year, a Q&A. So that's the other thing that's coming up, is a Q&A. So get some questions in. I will put some posts out there that you can submit questions. I can't promise I'll get to all of them. I tried last year, and I don't think I got to every single one, so I'll do my best this year. But the earlier you get it in, the better the chances are that I will be able to get to your questions. So that'll be upcoming as well in the new year. So if I haven't said it already, Happy New Year, and I hope that 2021 is even better than you could expect for all of us. Thanks. We'll talk later. Bye. Oh, wait a second. I almost forgot. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. Hit that bell icon so you don't miss any videos in the future. And if you haven't hit that bell icon already, you might have missed some videos. So check some old videos, or stay tuned to the end card and you'll see something else. Thanks. Now we're over. We'll talk later.